Hello, ladies of the JFF 2023 England Art of Desire Tour. My name is Nisha Woodhouse, and I am just beyond excited to be on this adventure with you and to learn and grow from Jennifer and from interacting with each of you. I had the opportunity to travel to Spain last year for a JFF couples tour. So excited to meet with some of the women that were on that tour that I became friends with, and it was truly a life-changing experience. While we were in Spain, we took some flamenco dance lessons and then watched an incredible performance by professional flamenco dancers. And just observing the embodied passion and the depth of emotion of the performers, it was deeply moving for all of us. And Jennifer and I had a brief discussion after the performance about the impact of the experience and how powerful and how wise our bodies are. You know, that it's one thing to kind of mentally grasp a concept or understand an idea in the mind, but it's a totally another thing to have a felt sense experience in the body, and how both are really important. And in our current society, we're very mind heavy. If our souls are a trifecta of mind, body, and spirit, the body is often completely neglected in our modern world. I have been a dancer since I was 3 years old, and my relationship with my body has always been pretty complicated. On the one hand, it's been this beautiful source of self-expression and connection to the divine, the connection to others, and a source of great joy. And on the other hand, it has been something to be perfected, managed, ignored, beaten down, controlled, and even at times despised. And just pausing to reflect on the relationship that we have with our bodies, it can be a really valuable experience. You know, when we look at our bodies, what is it that we see? Do we just see all of the faults, the flaws, the imperfections? Do we view it as an object that's meant to, get me ahead or provide me status or attract people to me, that makes me desirable? And I know for the majority of my life, I really treated my body as the enemy. It was something to overcome, to subdue, to master. And I struggled with an eating disorder for years. And then I spent several years post-eating disorder struggling with the anger I felt at the way the world was, at the way our bodies are valued by society and the appearance of the body. And I was really angry at how I was validated, and it felt like even more valued when I was in a state of self-betrayal and I was abusing my body with disordered eating. And I have some legitimate body trauma in my past, and I couldn't get past the anger I felt at the things that had happened to me. And it sort of swung. I kind of went from an eating disorder to a state of more apathy. Like I didn't even want to have a body at all. And I felt sort of a rebellion towards society's expectations, toward my husband's expectations, and I couldn't find peace. I was so caught up in my stories of how I had been harmed and the unfairness that I saw in the world, and the narratives and belief systems that my past experiences had created. I couldn't see a way to move forward, and I felt stuck. And I'm so appreciative of Jennifer, because about 6 years ago, I did one therapy session with her that allowed my mind to see the possibility of relating to my body in a different way. And it kind of got me back in the driver's seat. And she really raised my level of conscious awareness, which is always the first step in having more agency. And I will be forever grateful to her. Eckhart Tolle, he's one of my favorite teachers. And he talks about the veil of the mind, which essentially means that the way we see the world, it's always filtered through kind of an opaque screen of concepts, labels, images, words, judgments, definitions that come from our past conditioning, from our ego identity, or the way we need to see ourselves. And this affects how we perceive the events of our lives, how we relate to people, the things we perceive as a threat, and how we judge ourselves and judge others. And there's a saying, a quote that says, "We see the world not as it is, but as we are." And that's why in Jennifer's terms, we're just really good at self-deception. And over the last 5 or 6 years, I've just been on this journey of healing, and it's led me into the world of mindfulness, which is a beautiful world. And I've been in a 2-year intense meditation teacher program with Tara Brock and Jack Kornfield that it's been life-changing. And I started to envision a place that I felt like I always was looking for and could never find for me, where people could come and move in a community where the body is truly honored as a loyal friend. That's carried every burden that I have placed on it. It has stored every emotion I have stuffed in it. It has taken all of my abuse and punishment and it's tried its best to perform for me. And I've really come to recognize my body as my greatest friend and teacher. The body truly is this holy vehicle through which I experience this life. And I met my amazing business partner, Becky Muller, about that same time, 5 or 6 years ago. We'd known each other for a while, but that's when we became really good friends. And I started to talk to her about this idea. And 2.5 years ago, we started Lifehouse Body and Soul. And at Body and Soul, instead of moving to burn calories or achieve a certain outcome in our size and shape, our intention through movement is to align mind, body, and spirit to create a new space, something new inside of ourselves, to learn to live from the inside out, and to learn to embody the principles we are learning in our mindfulness course. And certainly physical health, it's a positive benefit, but the real goal is to access just the natural intelligence that goes beyond the mind and into the body. And through a greater mind-body connection, we can channel and develop a deeper knowing of life-enhancing principles that it goes into your bones, it goes into your soul. And once we become aware and conversant in this new way of knowing, in this new language of the body, we can access new levels of understanding in ourselves and how we can heal past traumas and operate in the world with more effectiveness and greater peace. Eckhart Tolle says, a belief may be comforting. Only through your own experience, however, does it become liberating. Now, Jennifer teaches, I don't know if I'm quoting exactly, but we don't think ourselves into new behaviors. We behave our way into new ways of thinking. So embodiment for this Art of Desire tool, we'll be taking some of the principles Jennifer teaches in the Art of Desire course, and through movement and meditation, hopefully we'll be taking them from the limited mind and into the body. So an embodiment practice starts with just a brief check-in where we drop into our mind, we bring ourselves into the present moment, dropping out of the mind into the body to see what's here, what's present for us. How are the principles of the retreat resonating? What is it bringing up for us? And just to be curious about that, and to be aware. And then we'll move into some type of strong cardio movement where the process of elevating our heart rate and breathing hard gets us out of the head and into the body. I remember a few years ago, I did this really intense hike. In the last 30 minutes, it was like climbing 3-foot stairs, and I was so fatigued that all I could do was focus on my next breath. And I realized when I got to the top that I had completely stopped thinking. Like my mind and my heart just felt spacious and uncluttered. I had this like beautiful vista of a view and perspective of being elevated and above, but I had that same increased perspective and awareness in my entire being. And there's just so much value in creating that state of openness in our mind and hearts that just really only comes through moving the body. And then we'll transition into a flowy movement with yoga that further opens the heart, quiets the mind, and then end with a guided meditation. In his book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle says, if you really want to know your mind, the body will always give you a truthful reflection. So look at the emotion, or rather feel it in the body. And if there's an apparent conflict, the thought will be the lie. The body will tell you the truth. Not the ultimate truth of who you are, but the relative truth of your state of mind at that moment in time. The combination of movement and stillness, it creates a state of consciousness that is it's the ideal environment to be able to see more clearly and really internalize truth. It's a space that is more likely to be devoid of egoic thought or our false self. And we start to access the wisdom that only comes through the body. And we're not exactly sure what the rooms will be like where we're practicing. So, I'll take into account whether it's a wood floor or carpet, I'll adjust things to the space to ensure your physical safety. And I also don't want anyone to be so sore that you can't enjoy the trip. The practice will be something you can modify so that it works for you. And you can just wear whatever fitness clothes you're comfortable in and a comfy pair of shoes. And then we'll also be doing some of the practice in bare feet. I have 3 JFF principles that I can't wait to embody with you. I just appreciate Jennifer for trying this on, and you guys for kind of being the guinea pigs. And I hope it will enhance your experience and increase your connection to the principles in the Art of Desire course, your connection to your true self and to your higher power. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me, and we will see you soon. Bye.